It's time for this week's Buzzer Beaters. Listen as our experts pick the results of 5 local games. Buzzer Beaters, every week exclusively on the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network.
Hey everyone, Joey Chestnut here, world champion competitive eater. I follow Southwest Indiana Sports Network, and if you're hungry for sports, you should follow them too.
Follow the Southwest Indiana Sports Network at swisportsnetwork.com or search Roku for our channel at SW Indiana Sports Network.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Life's better under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
And welcome back to Buzzer Beaters. And we're joined by Kim Woodward of the Kim Woodward Agency of American Family Insurance. Kim, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Joe. How about you?
Good, doing really good. Being a local agency, it means a lot. I mean, people are able to go get everything all at one place, and you might describe what you do there.
Yeah, Joe, being a local agent, it has its perks. If I know a lot of people go online and do online shopping with insurance anymore, but to have a local agent, it's something that you can come in and talk to us if you're having a problem. You can come in and talk to us if there is an emergency. You can come in and make your payments. My girl up front is Christy Ferguson. She's from Huntingburg, and I also have Jaron Wiseman, who's actually from Forest Park, just graduated actually. And so we have, a bunch of different people in there that can help with everybody's needs. And you come in and you can get your home, you can get your auto, you can get your business, and you can also get your life insurance. So it's just nice that you can be able to come in and talk to somebody if you ever need anything and need help.
And we do that. So.
Yes. And, we love people to come in. We love people to walk in and just sit down and talk and have a cup of coffee and, and just chat and see what's going on in everybody's lives. So it's nice to have clients that like to come in.
And are you ready for this week's picks?
We are, yes.
Actually, last week you made it back into second place.
Yay.
Well,
thank goodness.
You lost the point. You gained a point on them. And M10 Barge last week was 3-2 for the week. And, you were 4-1, so you picked up a point there. But unfortunately, I guess not unfortunately, but unfortunately for the rest of you, Brad Albrecht did pick up the bonus point for this point.
Yeah, we can never get those points. He's always getting the scores right, I guess. He's always the closest.
I think that probably Jason's picking for him.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and also I got grief that Evansville Central and Jasper game wasn't on there, but I figured that one was way too easy.
Right.
So I didn't.
I was kind of wondering why we didn't have Jasper on the schedule this week.
Too easy of a game.
Okay.
And actually, I had Kevin Cartwright call me the other day, say he was going to come tailgate, and I told him you may want to wait till next week because the Evansville Central game is going to be terrible. I think at least that's my opinion.
Well, it could be.
Yeah,
could be.
Okay. Well, game one, we got South Spencer versus Forest Park.
We are going to choose South Spencer.
South Spencer on that one. And game two, we've got Cal City versus Southridge.
We're going to go with the Raiders.
Go with the Raiders, Coach Green on that one. And game three, we've got Clarksville versus Perry Central.
We're picking Clarksville.
Picking Clarksville, okay. In game four, we've got Pike Central versus Washington.
And we're going to go with Pike Central.
Going with Pike Central on that one. And on game 5, which is our score game, which is the big game of the week, I think, in my opinion, Heritage Hills versus Gibson Southern.
We're going to pick Heritage Hills.
And do you have a score?
We do. It's 24-14.
24-14. I don't have everything with me, but I think that I've taped you and Brad and Daryl so far, and I think you're all very close. So
Okay.
it's going to be interesting to see.
Well, hopefully we come out ahead this time.
Well, sounds good, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks, Joe.
You're listening to Buzzer Beaters on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brothers for Communications. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors. Hello and welcome to this week's version of Buzzer Beaters, and we're joined by Daryl Land at Redemption Christian Church. Daryl, how are you doing today?
Doing well. It's a great week, and going to have some good football coming up this weekend.
And you know, the great thing about this Sunday is this weekend is on Sunday, the last Sunday of every month. Redemption has a Outreach Sunday, and why don't you tell us a little about Outreach Sunday?
Yeah, we really try to help our people understand. Hey, we want to be the best church we can for our community. So we make that Sunday a day to bring in some things, some items for each campus. Specific at Jasper campus, it's almost always the food bank, or often the food bank, the DuBois County food bank here, which just really gets hit hard and drained, and so we try to replenish that thing, and they're always very appreciative down there at the food bank for it, and so that's what our Outreach Sunday is at the Jasper campus. Of course, at Lagodi, they do what's called Backpack Blessings, send food items home with kids from school, under privileged kids, and at Tell City, they're collecting the Kendleton Food Pantry. So we just want to be the best we can to help out our community and to be there for our community, and that's what we do.
And you know, and the Fall Fest is coming up, and why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so every campus is going to have a Fall Fest on the last Sunday of October, the 29th. Jasper is going to be from 3 to 6, Lagodi 3 to 5, Tell City 4 to 6 Central Time. There's going to be a lot of food, a lot of activities, a lot of games. Flag football tournament at Jasper for the students, the kids. That's always a big hit. So it should be a real good time and beautiful weather, hopefully, and just a chance just to for our people to gather together and to invite friends to come on and be a part of it.
And you know, I had 3 boys that played in those flag football tournaments.
Absolutely, you sure did. Yeah, but I believe some of them may have won it one year.
I think they did, but I think that the main thing they were most excited about was the Chili Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely.
They like chili. Oh yeah, they like their chili.
Absolutely, yeah. It should be great though. We're excited about bringing that Chili Bowl back. It's had a couple years off, so we're bringing it back.
So are you ready to pick?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. First game we've got up is South Spencer versus Forest Park.
Yeah, been looking at how these teams done. Both teams have had a decent season so far, but I believe Forest Park. They got the running back. He got knocked out of the game last week, but Jackson Leakin is back this week, so I'm going to go with Forest Park.
In game 2, we've got Tell City at versus Southridge.
Yeah, should be a good game, but I'm going to pick Southridge again.
Yeah, I think that it's good to see, and I'm sure Ryan probably likes this too. It's good to see Tell City start picking up things in football, and I think Malin's done a great job. So
yeah, they've been competitive in their games, even the games they've lost. Obviously, they run up against the buzzsaw when you play Heritage Hills. You're going to struggle most people. So.
In game 3, we've got the game that I was questioned about by more than one forecaster, Clarksville versus Perry Central.
Yeah, I know Perry Central hasn't, won a ton of games, but Clarksville is not winning any games. So I'm going to say Perry Central is going to pick up the win there.
And then in game 4, we've got Washington versus Pike Central.
Yeah, I switched my pick on this. I had Washington going in and began looking at things, and I think Pike Central is going to pick up the win in the big kind of next door rivals this year.
And now the big one in the PAC, in the big school PAC, Heritage Hills versus Gibson Southern.
Yeah, another game I would love to be at. I have to be at Jasper game. Got a kid on the sidelines, but I'd love to watch that game. And I think Heritage Hills. Both teams score a lot of points, but both teams have good defenses. So I think it's going to be a little low score than normal. I'm going to pick Heritage Hills 28-21.
28-21. Well, Daryl, it looks like you've got some great picks this week, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Hopefully I make up some ground here and catch up that top spot.
And you're listening to Buzzer Beaters on the Southwest Sports Network, powered by Northern Buster Communications. We'll be right back.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
When you think sporting goods, think no further than All Star Sports in Ferdinand. Custom embroidery, screen printing, team uniforms, sports equipment, and sports apparel and shoes. We have it all. Give Brad a call today at 812-367-1618 or visit them in the Country Plaza Shopping Center in Ferdinand. All Star Sports is open Monday through Friday 10 to 7 and Saturday 9 to 4. All Star Sports, when you're thinking sporting goods.
And welcome back to Buzzer Beaters, and we're joined by All Star Sports Brad Albrand. Brad, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing really good. What's going on at All Star Sports right now?
Well, I hate to keep beating the same drum, but we're right in the heart of the fall season. The weather's changing. We've got everything you need for the cold weather games, and starting to focus a little bit early focus on winter sports. With basketball and wrestling. I've had some schools call needing basketballs and needing practice gear, and just letting everybody know out there that if you are in need of that, whether it's for your middle school team or if you coach an AAU team or a high school organization, whatever, we've got everything you need from equipment to uniforms to, court training aids and anything you need for basketball. And, we also do some stuff with wrestling when it comes to uniforms, and we do a lot of team gear, a lot of fan gear for wrestling. So if you guys are looking for any of that, please come see us at All Star Sports.
I was going to say, you said fan gear. I mean, I do know that you guys do a lot of screen printing and embroidery.
Yeah, we do, Joe. That's the outside of equipment. Obviously the screen print and embroidery is the bulk of our business. The nice thing about our location is, I had a guy myself yesterday I was talking to about this. My guy from Schutt football was in, and there's really nowhere where you can go in, you can get a Heritage Hills jacket or a hoodie or a Forest Park or a Jasper or a Southridge, all in the same place. And, we also customize them. If you want your kid's name on the back or number on the back, there are a lot of these big retailers, your Dicks and your Hibbets and those guys, there's no customization. So we have a nice little niche where we're at. And we do have a lot of walk-in traffic, people, either on their lunch hour or coming home from work, stop in and we're able to take care of them, which is, it's a nice thing to have. The embroidery business, as I mentioned a few weeks ago, is, we're really focusing on doing a lot of corporate stuff. I do a lot of corporate stuff here now, but it's always a nice thing with the holidays coming up. Businesses like to hand out, gifts to their good customers or their clients, and we're there for the embroidery needs as well.
And in the standings, you did pick up the point game last week. So
it was a tough week last week. I took a couple flyers and they came back and bit me in the rear end.
But you'd still sit on top of the standings, so that's good to hear.
That's good for 5 weeks. That's good.
You've not relinquished it at all. So
let's try to keep it going.
Let's see about week 6 here.
Okay, sounds good.
We've got first game. We've got South Spencer versus Forest Park.
That's at Forest Park, right, Joe?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Rangers. I know they stumbled here the last couple of weeks, but I think that they got a new young coach at Forest Park, and I think the program's on the rise. And I think South Spencer. I think after week 1, when they beat Tecumseh, I think they've been struggling, and I'm going to go with Forest Park.
In game 2, we've got Tell City versus Southridge.
At Southridge, they're really good at home. I know Tell City's had, they've had some difficulty in the program over the years, but I think this year they've turned around a bit. They won a few games, which is great for the school. But I am going to take Southridge at home tonight.
Yeah, I think Coach Webb's turning that program around, but I think Coach Buney's got a very strong program. So
yes, and traditionally, Southridge is, for a 2A school. I think they're 2A. They put a good product on the field, and the kids play hard, and it's fun to watch for sure. And at home, they always get a nice crowd at home too, which helps.
Exactly. In Game 3, a game that a lot of the four buzzer beater prognosticators have questioned me about, Clarksville versus Perry Central.
Oof. That's going to be a crapshoot. I know Clarksville. I don't know a lot about them. I do know that they've had a tough go, I think, this year so far. And Perry Central, I think, won a couple. I'm going to go with the home team, Joe. I'm going to go with Perry Central.
Yeah, I think that's a smart thing. I think Sawyer Gilliam will run over them. So in Game 4, we've got Pike Central versus Washington.
At Washington, at the Hatchet Hollow, is that right?
And the Hatchet Hollow has changed. Do you know they have full turf now?
They have. I do actually. I do a lot of business with their middle school and their youth program over there. I got a really good contact who takes care of all the equipment needs, and I've done a lot of business with them this year. And as they're out replenishing their helmets and shoulder pads, and I heard all about the field, and they're excited, and it's amazing how much money they were able to raise in a short period of time. But they got a new coach over there, and he's really, I think it's his second year maybe, and I think he's really going top down. I know they struggled a bit this year, but I think tonight they're going to get the win at home.
I mean, you do remember, imagine that Hatchet Hollow back when our kids played. It was not the greatest place to be.
But the setting was always so neat. The field itself left a lot to be desired, but the setting of just where it sits down in the bowl a little bit, it's just they have the school in the one end zone, where the elementary kids would post pictures in the windows. And I remember playing there when I was, high school, and then going watch them, our boys play. They played together, and it was just a neat setting. But now that they've got, some excitement in the program, and they've got a nice new facility, and I think it's going to be great for them long term.
And in the score game, we need a winner and a score. We got Harrisfield versus Gibson Southern,
and that's at Gibson Southern, right? I think last week I picked against Harrisfield, so I thought they were on the road, but they're at home. So that is at Gibson, correct, Joe?
I think so.
Okay, I am going to take Heritage Hills, with home or away. I think they've, I saw them play Jasper in the scrimmage, and it's hard to read it into a scrimmage, but they've had I think they're undefeated if I'm not mistaken, and Coach Wilkerson's got them playing well over there, and I think they're going to go on the road and take care of Gibson Southern. And the score is going to be 28-24.
28-24. Well, that looks like some good scores there and good picks, and we'll talk to you next week and see if you can hold on to the lead.
Sounds great, Joe. Look forward to it. Have a good weekend.
And you've listened to Buzzer Beaters on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Miller Brothers Communications. We'll back right after these messages for our sponsors.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
And welcome back to Buzzer Beaters. And our celebrity picker for the week is longtime Jasper play-by-play man, Walt Ferber, and actually Hall of Fame Walt Ferber. Walt, how you doing today?
Doing well, Joe. It's always a pleasure.
I know last year you announced your retirement, but the thing is, when I retire, I'm hoping I don't have to do as much as you do.
Just doing some different things, getting a chance to branch out a bit.
And what are some of those things you're doing right now?
Well, just last night I had an ESPN soccer match. I'm doing somewhere between 40 and 50 events this year on ESPN Plus. Tonight I've got a home team Friday game of the week this is my second year of doing that for Next Star and ABC 25 and CW7. And tonight I'm going to be down at Castle doing Castle and Evansville Rights. And I also am on the sports information staff at Oakland City University, and I stream literally all of their athletic events. And we'll have their second football game ever, well, at least in the last 40 years, tomorrow when they take on St. Mary's of the Woods. So doing what I want to do and still doing some play-by-play and enjoying it, and life is really, really pretty good.
Yeah, last week, during the game we did for Modern Day Jasper, we actually hooked up our laptop to our big screen TV so we could watch it on the big screen. It was great.
Well, I appreciate that.
It was great, and last week Adam Tenbarge finished 3-2 on the week, and so the standings right now are All Star Sports with 22 points, American Family and the Celebs with 18, and Redemption with 16. Are you ready to pick the games?
I am ready, Joe.
You just need to give a winner until the last game. Then you have to pick a score. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. South Spencer versus Forest Park.
I'm going to go with an upset on this. I'll go with the Forest Park Rangers. They're playing very well this year, so I'll go with Forest Park.
Yeah, I think Terry Reagan's got them in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
And the second game is Tell City versus Southridge.
I got to go with the Raiders, and that one, Coach Buting has them rolling, and that's not an unusual thing. But I think they'll win that one fairly substantially.
Yeah, I think Southridge will win that too. But Malin up down in Tell City, he's got much like Coach Riggs, he's got them going in the right direction too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he does.
In Game 3, we've got Clarksville versus Perry Central.
I got to go with the Commodores in that one. Have done Perry Central football in the past. They've got a great past, and think that they'll come out on top in this one.
In Game 4, we've got Pike Central versus Washington.
That should be a battle. I know they've done a lot of renovations up at the Washington football field in the Hollow, but I think I'm going to go with Pike Central in this one.
And then our score game, we've got the big game of the week. We've got Heritage Hills versus Gibson Southern.
I tell you what, Heritage Hills has been outstanding this year. I think Jet Goldsberry may be one of the better players probably in the country. He may be as good as his old man before he's through. Gibson Southern, well, they're Gibson Southern, but I tell you what, I'm going to go with the Patriots. Going to go with Heritage Hills in this game.
And score?
33-28.
33-28. And we were talking about Jet Goldsberry, and he is a lot like his dad, but I don't think his dad ever threw any touchdown passes.
If they would have stuck him behind center, I'll tell you what, John liked to have the ball in his hands too much, so I don't know if he would have given it up to throw the pass.
Exactly. Well, Walt, now where are you at tonight?
I am at Paradise tonight, and we'll have Wrights at Castle. Should be a good game, but I'll tell you, Wrights is the best team I've seen this year.
Well, good luck tonight, and we'll talk to you later.
Always a pleasure, Joe.
You're listening to Buzzer Beaters on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Bros Communications. See you next week.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
It's time for this week's Buzzer Beaters. Listen as our experts pick the results of 5 local games. Buzzer Beaters, every week exclusively on the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network.